Good morning. Welcome to the sunshiny state of Florida. Welcome to my front yard. It is 63 degrees at 7 a.m. and I'm getting ready to start my work day, but I thought I would come on here and film my intro first. So I had a great keto day. The weight is down. So yes, dairy. Too much dairy causes inflammation for me. So this is a food that I'm always going to have to watch. I can't see myself ever living completely without it, but Sunday was too much. So I'm back to just the one serving of dairy today. I am planning an 18-hour fast. I have my lunch all packed. You'll see a picture of that a little bit later. Let me get to work, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. All right, guys, how about some accountability? Here's my lunch today. I have 2 large romaine lettuce leaves that I'm going to wrap this salmon salad in, and I have a hard-boiled egg and a 2 Good yogurt, and that will be my nutrition until my second meal of the day, which is my only other meal of the day. Well, that wasn't very eloquent now, was it? All right, guys, I'll see you in the next segment. Guys, welcome to my commitment to fitness. I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about Friday. So I have some blood work scheduled, and I decided on my own to buy the COVID antibody test. And let me explain why. Number one, I am convinced that that's what my husband had in January. He was sicker than a dog, ran a high fever, had to go to emergency. No one else in the house or no one else that was around him got sick, though. So that was kind of weird. He had a sickness go around his work that a lot of people were in bad shape. And as a matter of fact, in January at my office, there was a lot of people that were sicker than they've ever been in their entire life. They actually tested my husband for influenza. They did not test him for COVID. This is back in January. They tested him for influenza, and the influenza test came back negative. I am convinced that we were exposed to this on the cruise, and that I am either just someone who is asymptomatic or someone who has such mild symptoms that maybe I didn't notice it at all. But so what do I do if it's a negative test? What if it says, Melanie, you have never had COVID, you don't have the antibodies for COVID? Well, then I know that I need to continue being very careful. But if it comes back that I have had the antibodies, that I do have the antibodies, number one, my blood type is O negative, so of course I'm going to donate plasma. But number two, if I've already had it, and I've obviously haven't been sick, right? Not physically sick. I haven't had any symptoms, nothing, no colds, nothing since last October. So if I have the antibodies, but I've never had symptoms, then I know that in October, it's not going to be a big deal for me to go on that cruise. I also will know that my husband, 99%, probably has the antibodies now too. And I'm guessing that's probably what he had back in January when he tested negative for the regular flu. So that's what the plan is. I don't know how long the test results take to come back. I know that I paid $126 and I went through Quest Diagnostic to order the test at the same time my other blood work is due. So I'll be having that done. It is going to cost me $126 out of pocket. But for peace of mind and possibly the opportunity to help somebody by donating my blood or plasma or allowing them to, because if I have the antibodies, why am I asymptomatic? You know what I'm saying? So I'd be open to let somebody research. I would be open to letting somebody look at my medical, look at my diet, look at my genetics, whatever, and say, hey, you know, people with this gene or people with this genetic makeup or people on this diet people, you know, she's a 50-year-old person with a history of heart disease, and she's a former type 2 diabetic. What is her risk, you know, if she's asymptomatic? So I think there's a lot of interesting things that could be learned from this. So if it comes up negative, then I know I just need to continue being careful. I'm a germaphobe anyway, so all that's pretty easy for me. Although I need to keep being careful, and I will have to do some deep thought and soul searching about the cruise in October. But you know what? I'm going to catch it eventually. If it's that contagious and it's that rampant, I'm probably going to catch it anyway. So I give the rest to God, right? Anyway, I am at that point where I need to make a decision whether I'm going to do 1.7 or 2.5 or 3 miles. So I'm thinking I'm going to try for the 2. I think I'm going to try 2 miles today. But I'll see you at dinner time. It's fend for yourself night. So I'm making myself breakfast tonight. So I'll see you at my dinner plate, and then I'll see you at the accountability board, and then I will say goodnight as always. Guys, I don't know how this is going to taste. I did some sausage meatballs in the air fryer. Just sausage, breadcrumbs, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, and an egg, 1 egg. Oh, and I used crushed pork rinds. I measured out 1 ounce for kind of like a breading kind of texture. And then here's 3 scrambled eggs with just 1 tablespoon of shredded cheese. And that is my dinner. All right, guys, how about some accountability? You can see I transferred my numbers from yesterday to the board. It has now been 122 days binge-free. And, okay, so I am down 0.3 pounds from yesterday, but I'm still up 1.7 from my lowest weight. It's okay. I didn't do anything yesterday that justifies it. I didn't do anything the day before other than I did not keep a fasting schedule. I snacked. I overate my calories and too much dairy. But it's not fat that I gained. I guarantee you it's just water weight, temporary. My protein grams were really low today at 109. I try to shoot for at least 120. My fat grams were a little higher than I wanted, but because I made those meatballs with sausage, that's just where it is at 92.9. But I still made my goal of 100 or less. My carbohydrates, that's total carbohydrates, was 8.1 carbohydrates, which is below my goal of 10 or less. I did a 17-hour fast, and I walked 3 miles in 67 minutes, and that was my fitness. Let me turn this camera around and say goodnight. All right, guys, so I had a pretty amazing keto day today. If I could change one thing, what would it be? I would actually have increased my protein a little bit and lowered my fat, but it's okay because the calorie level that I'm at, my body, I am quite sure, is finding plenty of fat to burn. I have lots of fat to burn. Lots of fat to burn. This is going to be amazing by the end of summer. I'm sorry, I get excited. When I think about my body goals and I think about my determination and I think about how I'm going to get there. By the way, I was just out by the pool. The pool temperature is almost 90 degrees. So guess who's going swimming? 1 clue. 1. You get 1. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day. When you send me an email, when you send me a Facebook private message, when you talk to me about your personal story, or you tell me the impact that I've had in your life, I don't think you have any clue how amazing that feels, and how on days when I don't feel like I'm enough, you fill me up, Buttercup. You fill me up. Anyway, the meatballs were great. Yes, a little bit too much sausagey. I'm gonna do some, I think I'm gonna cut them with maybe some ground chicken or ground turkey, or maybe try with ground beef to cut that sausage. Was off the chain though. It was really good, and by the time I was done, the macros on those meatballs looked amazing. A little bit higher fat than I needed though. See, that's why I got so high. But the bad news is that's what I'm having for lunch tomorrow too. So I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm going to eat it for lunch. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm going to get my suit on and going swimming. I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.